Paul says in Romans 11, all Israel will be saved. That is the purpose and plan of God. There is a Christian kind of popular doctrine that I reject with all my heart, and that is that the church has replaced Israel in the promises of God. It's called supersessionism. I don't believe in that. I think that, honestly, hate to say this, but I honestly think it is a latent form of anti-Semitism to say that. You can't tell me that God made promises in the Old Testament to his people Israel concerning his future kingdom and salvation, and that he would give them a new heart and a new spirit, and he would write his laws in their heart, and they would be saved, and he would be their king, and they would be his people, and all those kingdom prophecies. You can't possibly tell me that God didn't mean what he said. New Testament says, in the future, the Messiah will return and establish his kingdom. The kingdom he promised.
Before we begin, we want to give all praises, power, glory, and thanks to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, the prophets, the apostles, the wise men, our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are out here pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth. Salutation also to the speckled birds that are scattered abroad looking like the heathen. To them we say shalom. Just like Brother Paris explained, we got to do part 2 all over again, but it's okay. You know, for people that didn't understand part 2 and had questions about it, we're going to go through it one more time. So, we're going to start off in Isaiah 60, and I'm going to read verses 9 through 15. Right to the page. All right, 9. Surely the owl shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day or night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary. And I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down to the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. So 9, he's talking about isles, as in like the islands, shall wait for him. And the ships of Tarshish, which comes from, that is like over in the Mediterranean.
Lebanon.
Yeah, derives over there with the sons of Japheth. To bring thy sons from far. So basically, that's where the destination is. You know, you have to escape Babylon and get somehow, nobody knows exactly how or where, to get down to the ships of Tarshish to meet with them so they can bring you over to the Holy Land of Israel after he has cleared the wicked Gentiles, the wicked Edomites out of there. And he says, the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. So basically, they're going to have the heathen building up and trying to set things up for the individuals who make it out of Babylon. And 11, he's saying that, you know, the gate will be continually open so that they will continue to bring offerings and such to us. And he's saying 12, for that nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. They should be utterly wasted, like wiped off the face of the earth. And he's talking about 13, the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make that the place. So basically just decorating the kingdom. 14, he's talking about how the individuals and the nations that afflicted thee in the past time shall come and bow down to your feet. and worship you, just like he talks about in Revelations when he talks about those fake Jews that are not Jews. He'll have bow down at your feet. And 15, he's just talking about the joy of being, brought back into that holy celestial, basically level.
And yeah, we're gonna reclaim our status. Basically, that's what Brother Darren is talking about. Basically, reclaim our status. And when we reclaim our status, people gotta understand that all this, when this is transpiring, what Brother Darren just read, this is after the fall of Babylon. This is when everybody has seen what has happened to Babylon after they have did the children of Yasharallah wrong. So everybody's understanding that in order to get on Yahweh's good side, you have to treat the children of Yasharallah right, and you have to do right by the book. So that's what they're doing. That's what they were doing in the verses that Brother Dan was reading in Isaiah 60. So the Gentiles are going to understand this, so they're going to try to do their best to try to do the laws and try to hearken to our word and try to listen to us at this time. But this is after they have already seen the destruction and the wrath of Yahweh when he has destroyed Babylon. That's the key part I want people to understand before I move on to Isaiah 66. But I'm going to jump to Isaiah 66, verse 10. I'm going to read all the way down to verse 20. And rejoice, ye Jerusalem, and be glad with her, and all you that love her, rejoice. Rejoice, and all you that love her, rejoice and joy with her, and all you that mourn for her, that you may suck and be satisfied with her breast of her consolations, yet that ye may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory. For thus says Yahweh, behold, I will extend peace in her like a river, and glory of the Gentiles like flowing stream, and shall ye suck, and shall be borne upon sides and be dandled upon her knees. So just like Brother Dan was reading earlier, it's like the Gentiles would be helping rebuild the kingdom, helping reestablish our status. Exactly, house of Yahweh. He who blesses Israel, yes. Exactly. And that's what it's talking about in verses 10 through 12. It's talking about that how when we get our status back, that we're gonna heal the land and the people that hearken to us, and the Gentiles that help us. And they're going to cleave to us. They're going to cleave to us for leader, for guidance, for information, for everything. Because they'll finally understand that these are the real chosen people, and these are the people that we need to listen to, that we need to follow.
Yeah, that'd be Isaiah 14, I think 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm. Verse 13. Jump into it. And as one whom is a mother come forth, so I will come forth you. Ye should be comforted in Jerusalem. And when you see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb. And the hand of Yahweh shall be known towards his servants, and indignation towards his enemies. For behold, Yahweh will come with a fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to rend his anger with a fury, and rebuke with flames of fire. So again, verse 15, he's talking about coming with his chariots, a whirlwind. We already understand what those are. We have plenty of breakdowns with that. If you don't understand, the chariots are the ships or the UFOs that NASA claimed to see. These ships, UFOs, would be controlled and guided by the Most High, and they will be passing out judgment, passing out destruction. And people gotta understand why he's building up Jerusalem. He's going to be breaking down all the other countries and all the other nations. Just like I said earlier before in this same breakdown, just like a lot of people talk about how Esau has that head start, that 60-yard head start. Well, that's the same thing that the Most High is going to give to us. He's going to give us a head start. He's going to be taken away from all the other nations and giving it back to us. So we'll have a little head start. So we'll be on top. And verse 17, they sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one, in the tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh and abomination, and the mouths shall be consumed together, said the Lord. For I know thy works, their thoughts, and it shall come, and I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. So basically, he's talking about all the different nations and the Gentiles, including the 2/3 that they just not have been listening to what we're talking about, They're going doing what they want to do. They're just like he's talking about. They're doing pagan practices in the garden, witchcraft. He's talking about eating abominable things like pigs, swine, all these different things, and they're not listening. They're not hearkening. So the Most High is going. He's tired. He's fed up. So instead of talking about it, he's just gonna be about it. He's gonna be pleading the bloodshed, just like we talked about in the breakdown in in game first in game part 1. We talked about Joel 3. How he's gonna plead with the people, and that's what he's talking about right here. Where he's going to be out, he's gonna see his glory, and that's what he's talking about. You're gonna see his power. And that's what we've been warning people for the longest time. Like, this is why you don't do this. This is why you don't do that. That's why we tell you to hearken to the word, because you don't want to see that side of the Most High, because you're not gonna make it out of it. In
Well,
verse 19.
you also gotta help them understand that it's not. They don't make up their own minds. Like, I'm not taking away that they're being wicked and stuff like that, but you gotta understand that the goings of man is of the Lord, roughly paraphrase, and also. Like he talked about what Paul talked about in Romans when he talked about gave him over to a reprobate mind. Like, they don't have no moral understanding of things, so they don't know left from right. Just like they say, love is love. Well, they're not connecting with the Most High, so rebellious is like witchcraft, like he talks about First Samuel.
Exactly. It's just like when people say, "I love the Lord, I love the Most High." That's just saying it. But if you really do, you will listen to His word. And you will try your best to follow it. You know what I'm saying?
First John
Just
2:4.
It's just actions. Actions follow through what you said. That's how That's how that works. When you just say, "Yeah, I love the Lord," and I love with all my heart, that doesn't really mean anything. You can tell everybody that it doesn't really mean anything to him. But when you out here preaching His word, and you out here doing upon what He said, and you following the commandments, then the Most High knows you love Him. You don't have to be out here talking about it. You about it, just like Brother Darren was talking about. But I'm gonna jump back to verse 19. And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those to escape with them into the nations, to Tarshish, to Lebanon, Pol, Lud, Mesopotamia. They draw to the bow to Bol, which is Russia, and Javan in Greece, to the isles far off, which is the islands, that have not heard my fame, neither have they seen my glory, that they declare my glory among the Gentiles. So just like we were talking about before, these Gentiles are going to be the ones that are going to be having a helping hand in getting his people safe passage across from Babylon here to the other side. So you gotta understand that
he gathered them from the four ends of the earth.
So basically that these people they basically having they yearn for the glory of the Most High, so they're going to hearken to His word. So the best thing they can do is to help His people. So just like it says right here, neither have they heard my fame, neither have they seen my glory. They shall declare my glory among the Gentiles. So basically what they're saying is they're helping us rebuild the kingdom. So basically what they did, the Most High is going to bless them because they're helping build His glory. They're helping build up His kingdom, help build up His people. So they're going to get their blessing with that too, because their blessing is going to be up under us, serving us. You gotta understand that they're trying to save. They're trying to. The best thing they could do to save themselves is to try to help the Most High and His people, and to do the best thing they can to follow the laws and to follow the Most High's people and His holy men. In the perfect kingdom, that's how it's going to work, and that's how it should work. That's how you have the order. You have the holy man that pass out the law and the order, and you have the kingdom, which is Yasharala, and you have everybody else that follow up under.
I think he's on 20.
Yeah, verse 20. And they shall bring all the brethren for an offering to the Lord, all the nations upon horses and chariots, and in litter upon mules, of swift beasts, and many holy mountains. To my holy mount Jerusalem, and said, Lord, as the children of Israel bring an offering of clean vessels into the house of the Lord. So basically, just like I was saying, all these different nations, they're going to be helping us and trying to bring offerings to the Lord, trying to do their best to try to uplift Yahweh and His people. So they're trying to get on, just like I was reiterating again and again. They're trying to get on the best side of Yahweh because they see the wrath of him. Because that's how people work. Most people don't work. They don't understand things before. The Most High has to show them. So after the Most High has showed them that, okay, since you want to be wicked, then I'm going to destroy Babylon. Then a lot of people are going to get a knee-jerk reaction right then and be like, oh, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I'm doing. So you're going to have that knee-jerk reaction, and that's what he's talking about. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to be trying to offer up to the Most High. And I'll let Brother Darian take off from there. We're talking about Judah will be saved first.
Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, I was trying to think what I was gonna say. But when you're talking about 20, I don't know if people follow the page. It's like end time headlines, and the false Jews are trying so hard to talk about prophecy. Like a lot of people, I guess, when the what were they, Russian or like the Jews from around the world were trying to return to Jerusalem and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
They were
what.
like, yeah.
Yeah, they got it from this, but that's not how that's going to happen. They try to force prophecy amongst themselves, just like when they talk about rebuilding the third temple. Like the third temple is not carnal; it's not an actual building. It's his people. That's the third temple. So that's how you understand the abomination of desolations and stuff like that. You just take what you learned in the beginning and you apply it and stuff like that. But like he was saying, you gotta understand, like he's gonna, like everybody has to find their way to the ships of Tarshish because that's the only way you can really leave. Because look at it now, you can't leave. Like they didn't block like us leaving.
Yeah, landlocked everything.
Yeah, everything is like locked down, and like they did it on purpose. It wasn't more of like, oh, the Americans did this and stuff. But no, it was a reason why they did that because they understand, hey, we don't want no blood on our hands. We ain't got no part in that. Y'all got it.
Mm-hmm.
But to jump to Zechariah, I forgot which one I was going to jump to. All right, so Zechariah 12:7, and it states 7. Yahweh also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. In that day shall Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as power as the angel of Yahweh before them. So he's talking about is he's going to bring Judah first. You know, Judah is going to be the ones that's going to be returning towards, you know, Jerusalem and stuff like that, because Judah is also the lawgiver. Judah is also the head. You know, because Reuben ruined that when he, you know, slept with Jacob, with his father's maid and stuff like that. So Judah is the one that's in charge. Judah is the lawgiver. So if you, an example like we gave last time is when you see the children of Judah have been awakening, and that's when other nations, I mean, like a part of our tribes have been starting to, you know, catch on to that. Just like how they talk about in Ezekiel when he talks about the uniting of the two sticks. You know what I'm saying? In the Valley of the Dry Bones. Well, we'll probably do a lesson about that later, 37 and such. But it jumped to Judges 20:18. And it says, and the children of Israel arose and went up to the house of Yahweh and asked the counsel of Yahweh and said, which of us shall go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin? And Yahweh said, Judah shall go up first. And the children of Israel rose up in the morning and encamped against Gibeah. So he chooses Judah to go first because that's just the order he gave us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're like the head. Like, David was from the tribe of Judah. The Hamashiach comes from the tribe of Judah. I'm trying to look for the scripture. I think it's in Deuteronomy. It should be like 39, I think, when he's giving out the blessings.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's Genesis. I'm sure.
No, not doing Genesis 39.
Yeah.
For the
Genesis when Jacob was giving out the blessings and such. And that's why they always been heavy on Judah, because they understand when the so-called blacks awaken, then all hell is going to break loose, like just is going on now. But it's only so much they can do because, you know, you can't stop the righteous side of the Most High. Like that's not even going to happen. But to touch on that, I'm gonna pass it on to Paris so he can keep it going.
And just like brother Darren was talking about, Judah sets the tone, and Judah is the one that is the leader. Just like he was talking about, just like in the 60s and the 80s, when you had like people like Abba Bivens and different people that was coming into the truth, that was Judah, the so-called Negro, that was the one who was pushing it first. Then you had the Gadites, then you had Issachar, and you had different tribes come in after that. But Judah is the one who's always been setting the tone in everything. Just like
I
Brother
got it.
Darren said.
I got it.
Go ahead.
It's
Go ahead.
49. So Genesis 49. I'm gonna read 8 through 10. It says, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. If anybody ever seen Predator, you know when he had Arnold Schwarzenegger by the neck and the throat, that was also spiritual. If people caught that,
Mhm.
but a lot of people probably didn't catch it or think about it. 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art going up. He stooped down. He crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. So that's why he chose Judah. Judah is the leader. Judah is the lawgiver. Judah is the one that sets the tone. That's your leader. If you understand from a battle standpoint, or like a military standpoint, you always want to take down a leader, so then everybody's scattered.
Mm-hmm.
So
Everybody, nobody knows what to do.
Exactly. But
take the head off first.
Exactly.
And that's the understanding that we're trying to get, why Judah will be saved first, and they'll be saved in droves by the thousand. They'll be saved first, and more of them be saved first. And that's just a reiteration that we get. You can get that again in Numbers 2 and 9, and I'll get it again in Numbers 10 and 14. But in the first place, when the standard of the camp of the children of Judah, according to their armies, over in the host of Nahshon, and the son of Aminadab, 14, Numbers 14.
Numbers 14 or what?
Yeah, Aminadab.
What'd you at 14 and what?
10 and 14. No, Numbers 10 and 14.
Oh, Numbers 10 and 14.
We good. It's
Aminadab.
Yeah, no, Aminadab. Shalaki. But yeah, just like we were just reading again, and that's why the Most High would save Judah first, because that's that root. You know, just like he said, that's that root. He has to save that root so he can save that branch. Just like if you understand how and this is just biology, like a root. Just like earlier, I seen like an apple tree. And, you know, I wanted to save the apple tree. I can't save the whole apple tree; it fell down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off a root from it, and that root, hopefully, when you put that root in water, it's gonna grow, and then from that root, you'll get fruit. So that's what, just reiterate, that's why the Most High is taking Judah first, that root, so he can plant it, and it will grow. Same thing. And that's pretty much it for part 2. We'll be coming with part 3 later on today. And anything else you got to say, Darren, before we wrap it up?
I just wanted people to understand, like I reiterate all the time, that, you know, when Babylon falls, that's not the end of it, you know, but it also paints a picture in your head that there is no rapture. You know what I'm saying? He tells you have to free yourself. You can read more of it in Isaiah 13. We could probably take a few stuff out of Isaiah 13. Let me see what I can take out. But just like I was saying, Isaiah 13, how you said you have to free yourself. Because
talk about the Medes,
Yeah, so 13, and I started at 13. I started at 11. And it says, I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So he's talking about Esau Edom, because Esau Edom is proud of stuff, you know. A good example.
Pride.
Yeah, a good example will be like that 17-year-old shooter. You know, that's the real America and I'm saying it because on multiple things, because
Mm-hmm.
if you look at it, you know, they love to say USA, USA. If you read Ecclesiastes, he tells you, you know, they look out the window and it's been darkened. Like, there is nothing. Like, Babylon is finished, is done. And they try to distract you with sports, or they try to make you, you know, be easy and stuff like that, because players are speaking out and stuff like that. They don't have no power. They have no power. Like, this place is finished. So that's what he's talking about in 11. Like, he's going to destroy them. And he says, I will make a man more precious than fire and gold, even a man that's been the golden wedge of Ophir. So he's not talking about all men. He's talking about the men of the Lord. So you got to understand, because a lot of people, I could do a separate video, really, when it talks about how, you know, the women are going to get hit the worst. The women and the kids are going to get hit the worst when that comes about. We'll probably do a separate video on that one, or I'll probably do it on my own. So they're going to be hit the worst, because you're going to need that man. Like, this world, Esau Edom has made it to the point where, in order to push his ideologies, he had to remove the man, the head, from the household. That way, the women can get help and assistance and things like that. And it's going to cause a toppling at the end, because when our people are led astray and they don't have no leaders, then, you know, it causes chaos. So the Most High is going to help you to remember why the man is important. 13, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as a chased roe and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn into his own people and flee everyone into his own land. So he's telling you, hey, by that time, it's like, hey, we got to get out of here. You got to go. Everyone that is found to prove people point that thinks, oh, we could just stay here, we're going to be raptured. What did it say? Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So don't stay here, because you're going to get destroyed. Like, people don't understand how much enemies are going to be on U.S. soil, and it's ridiculous. Like, people got to understand the U.S. is nothing but a huge corporation. They don't own nothing like other countries really own. 16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravaged. So it is just going to be straight chaos, just like what we be doing to them in the Middle East and stuff like that. They're going to be doing here. And behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So the Medes, he's sending over the Medes, who are the Iranians. If you look at the Medes, they'll give you that area around Iran, and over in that area, they are
the Iran, the Iraq area.
Exactly. So those are the Iranians, like the Iraqi over there.
And just another thing about that lets you know that Esau Edom cannot be the Arab. That'll let you know right there. That why would he send? You know, that's just another thing to let you know Esau Edom is not the Arab. But continue.
18, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. So when he says bows, he's either talking about actual, like he actually talking about bullets, or he's talking about missiles. But either way, I wouldn't stay here, because if we talked about it in 2nd Ezra 15, when he's saying people are going to try to leave, and he's going to bring them back. Like, you're going to be destroyed. You're not going to escape. That's why he's giving you time. You got to look at the accounts, like Lot. You know, before they destroyed the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, he allowed him to leave. So you got to be aware. That's why I tell you wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of the times, roughly paraphrased, because you got to identify the signs to understand, okay, this is what I read. Like, you got to be able to survive without your Bible. Do you have enough knowledge to survive without your Bible? Have enough wisdom and discernment to understand? Because there's going to be so much chaos, and a lot of people can't move correctly when there's so much stress going on. So he's giving you signs. He's telling you what's going to happen. And we got a video. If you want the video, I'll send it to you. It's about this Edomite pastor that's having a dream about what he saw, you know, going on.
It's on point.
It is. It's going on like the past, what's going on in the rest of the months. And it's
really 20 years. We're really 2020. Yeah. Just like all the elders said, 2020 will be the year of prophecy, which it has been.
Right. So it's the rest of the prophetic dream. It's a prophetic dream. And it says, so that's what 19. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of Chaldees, excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. So he's letting you know, like, this place is going to be obliterated, desolated. You know, there is no rapture. You have to free yourself. I think to go along with that one, let me see if it's Revelation 18:4. Yeah, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities. So he's destroying this place, and that's Revelations 18:4. So you got to understand, America is Babylon, Egypt, Greece, all of that spiritually, because Esau Edom is the one that's been dwelling in those places. He is the daughter of Babylon. That's what people got to understand. That's how you make the connections of it. So I wouldn't stay here. You know what I'm saying? And we giving you clues and hints about the plan in the Bible, because a lot of people don't understand the plan in the Bible. A lot of people think it's going to be a rapture or stuff like that. No, you got to get out of Babylon.
Somebody's gonna beam you up or something. That's not happening.
You got to be out of there completely. But you got anything to say before I close out?
No.
All right. So before we leave, Kal Halayim, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, the prophets, the apostles, the wise men, our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are here pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abba Shalom.
Shalom. Kwam Yasharala.